before we do any of the phrasing, any of the ideas I want to share with you, I think it would be smart to make sure that you've got the scale down. If you know the scale, if you know all 5 positions, just skip this video, it's not for you. If you want to double check you've got it, or if you want to make sure you're understanding it thoroughly, or even if you don't know it, let's go through it. So here's what I would suggest you do. Have a look at the page and just check that you can understand where it's written. So where it's written is always in A. Guitar seems to always be in A. So we're on the 5th fret, and I want you to do that with your first finger, and then with your pinky, reach to 8. Now, that could be a bit stretchy, but there's 2 secrets, right? One is your thumb is about halfway down the back of the neck, and it's not your thumb tip pointing in, it's your thumb print. So my thumb print is flat on the back of the neck. Then the other thing you'll be doing, remember that rarely do you hold 2 notes down together if they're on the same string. Some techniques do that, but for learning the scale, you don't need to worry. So it's your first finger, and then reach with your pinky, making sure your wrist is nice and forward. That's the point of the thumb being down the back. Then on the next string, you've got the first finger and the 3rd finger. Because what we try and do is we keep a finger per fret. I know the map is not the territory, so sometimes there'll be a bend, maybe up here, which will be your 3rd finger. But while we're learning it, it's got to be routine. You've got to learn the shape 100%. Then you can start messing around with it without kind of feeling lost or anything. So we'll go again. 1, 4, 1, 3. Same again. Same again. And then on the next string, it's 1 and 4 again. So back onto the 8th fret. And again. Now remember, all the time, rest down here. So there's another video on that. If you're not familiar with how to hold the pick or how I recommend holding it and how to rest your hand, I would go back and just have a quick look at that just to make sure you're happy with it. Now, once you've got the shape, we don't want to look at the page anymore for this. And here's how I practice it. I call it the castle wall. You'll see why. So come down to the 1st fret and repeat the shape as slowly. This isn't about speed. This is about learning it deliberately. Really consciously, really slow, maybe even slower than this. When you get to the top, come up a fret and then descend. So it'll be your pinky, then 1, again, 3, 1, and so on. Then when we get to the bottom, same as before, come up 1 fret. Now, how I would do this, I would set a timer for a minute, just a countdown of 60 seconds. Like I said, if you've done the first shape, this isn't relevant, this isn't for you, but you might not have done the other 4 shapes. To get through the course, to understand all my frameworks for the pentatonic playing, you don't need to learn more than this shape. As you need the others, we're going to do them anyway, but I wanted to just show you how I get all my students to practice. You can condense pain of hours and weeks into just a few minutes. And if you do this, the castle wall, if you do it for a minute a day and you do it 5 days in a row, 5 days is important, then have 2 days off and then repeat that 4 weeks in a row, it's in your long-term memory forever. But to be honest about it, if you're just doing this one shape, you could probably just get that done in a day. But I wanted to share with you how I approach practice. And this is the same for any scale, the castle wall. So you go up, along, up, along, up, along, up, along. So you're kind of making this castle wall shape. So you go up. But you're not trying to race it, that's just me showing you how to do it. You're making sure that when you put your countdowner on for 60 seconds, don't pay attention to the 60 seconds. It will feel like a lifetime. Just don't worry about it. And just deliberately play the scale so you're consciously focusing on it. That's the most important thing. You're only thinking about that scale. You're not trying to style it out. You're not trying to make the notes last for a certain amount of time. You're just very gently playing through it. Now, 2 things will happen. You'll either get to the top before the minute is up, or the minute will be up. Either way, it's fine. Just finish. And don't even worry about doing it again. Then do it again tomorrow for a minute, and so on and so on. And remember, 5 days in a row.